on open source tools. I do enjoy it. So I think that the more people can actually use the software, the better for the software. That's my position. But that's not always true for games, right? For such specific kind of software which games are.
Yes, I suppose that makes some sense.
I don't know, Wojtek. Any remarks?
I kind of agree to the extent of the benefits from opening a game up to other developers would. I wouldn't say make things not compatible. Like, for example, if you're talking about multiplayer game, and I know your game is now focusing on multiplayer capabilities. Once you start to diverge, things don't connect so well. And the other thing is the notion of spyware and malicious features and users wanting a certain feature in a game. It doesn't quite work out in the same way it does in the software world, where you want to remove a feature or change the interface. In a game, maybe it's not so applicable. But I wanted to ask you, you say that the underlying engine that's rendering and managing a lot of the things is written by yourselves since 2008. Is any part of it licensed under a different license than, not non-proprietary or actually available online? Maybe you'd like to...
Well, actually, right now we have not uploaded any source code, right? But actually, I've been thinking about publishing, putting this server on the website, the sources of the engine itself.
Yeah. You wouldn't lose any competitive advantage, I suppose, because the game is still there in your hands, and so if you did some good work that's going to be useful for other game developers, something that's doing rendering or physics or something, you could put it on.
Well, the quality, we must admit that the quality of this engine is not of those from AAA games, for instance, right? Right now we see a lot of things that we would have done better. So yeah, and we are working actually on some piece of technology based on on our past experiences. But yeah, this could be some learning experience for other people.
One of the options for. I was thinking along the lines of if somebody like myself who used to develop with OpenGL wanted to get some physics engine, something that's reasonably well documented, and I could plug it into my program, and then once I start to change the code a bit to make it work better, I could just submit it through SVN or whatever and then you get the benefits of it as well. I'm just saying in theory. So I suppose one of the advantages and the reasons some companies want to put this stuff out is so they find, even if they don't necessarily like what they might find is somebody else starts working on it, and then they start communicating by email and saying, hey, we can work on this thing together and communicate and try to develop it the way we want, and kind of when we can give you the changes as well. So I think that's one of the, at least, practically speaking, it's one of the practical advantages of developing in a free open source fashion is you can collaborate as many companies do in Linux, for example.
Yes, I do agree that it would be great.
Especially if it's a reusable component.
Right, but unfortunately it's not so well modularized.
You mentioned physics engine. Well, in this case, physics engine is in case of GCT. The physics engine is
it's a part of the game.
It's tightly connected to the game.
So we didn't work that well.
But the graphical and the audio engines are actually quite separated from the game, and they can be used for other projects quite easily. So yeah, I will definitely think about uploading the sources of those those the most modular parts of the code, that can be used in other projects.
Right. As it comes to physics, I'm basically physics. I don't think there is something really impressive over there, right? It's a simple two-dimensional even physics. When you look closer, you see that the third dimension is actually a hack in our game. So
the trees
right.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many other solutions, open source engines that you can use. I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. Okay.
And it plays Mario as well.
Yes. What was I saying? The third engine, the third dimension is a hack. Right. So I don't know if someone wants to use a professional physics engine, he should probably consider physics by NVIDIA or something along those lines. And if he wants to learn how to program physics, he should just read all the stuff that's in the internet, and that's really cool. There are many books that are that's actually it's hard to think about new things over there. So that's it.
Yeah, physics basically doesn't change that much, right?
As it comes to the networking engine, I think I did a quite good job over there.
Yeah.
And what I did is my bachelor thesis covered all my ideas about this topic, and I think that one should read it. If I do recommend reading this when someone wants to understand how networking in critical thieves actually work. Okay.
Well, it's like I say, it's a fantastic project, and it brought me back memories when Roy spoke to me and told me you were coming on, because I've been out in the scene for a couple of months, busy with my own work, and it was nice to see that the project is still going strong, and also it's a good display that indie developers do stick with projects. I know that often I've said when I've reviewed a title, I've had commenters say that the indie projects never continue and they only last a few months and they get changed. But it seems that with Gritty Car Thieves in particular, it's stayed the course of time, and it's still being actively developed on, which is a very encouraging sign. Just a few other questions to throw at you.
Well, if I can have one remark. It goes pretty slow. That's unfortunate, I think, because we started this project as a hobby project, right? It was something we did in the evenings or at the weekends when we had spare time, and basically we finished our studies. We got work somewhere else, and we still treat this as weekend or evening project. We established a small company here in Poland, and we think we can just sell it. We talked to some folks that do graphics for us. I mean, artists, and we cooperate. But I wish we had more time for that.
It's going slowly right now, but you can be sure that this game will be done eventually.
It will be.
Yeah.
Well, and like I say, people should check it out. There will be links on the show notes to the main site. I don't know if you're aware, but you have been linked in quite a few other gaming sites. I mean, predominantly the Linux focused gaming sites as well. That's where I believe I discovered you in the first place.
Right.
I think
I saw that as well.
I think it was on Penguin Spy. I don't know if you're aware of Penguin Spy, but that's quite a well-respected gaming site. It has a lot of links to all the latest titles that are very, very popular.
Right.
And,
The fact that the game runs on Linux really gave us some popularity. I'd say
Yeah,
if it was Windows only, we would not be heard.
It's I mean, you say that it's a good game. It's a good game as well. So in fact, I'm looking at your spot on Penguin Spy now. So and you've got a whopping 8 stars is your average rating by users, which tallies with some of the